Hello, and welcome to this week's energy update. I'm super excited to dive into a blessing is coming. It's also going to feel like birthing pains. We're going to talk about this blessing as Jupiter enters Cancer. Also, we're going to talk about the call-in questions, coaching questions for someone who's trying to make a decision of like, is she going for her business out of an intuitive kind of calling, or is she going out of fear? How does she make the distinctions through the two? And then we have the universal law of this week, which is the law of love. There's only one universal law, but this week's distinction is the universal law of love. So how to embody that, how to use that in your personal and professional life this week. Let's go, you guys. Let's do this. Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Erin, Dr. Divinity, and founder of Spiritual Psychology School and Soulciété, the community. This podcast, this show right here, what we do is we come together each week to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We really come here to get our mind right, to get set in the cosmic energy of the week, and really take a look at this masterclass called life, really awakening deeper and deeper into understanding that everything is here for us to build our sovereign nature. What does that mean exactly? That means not handing our power out to the external world, but rather coming to a place that we're look at life is working for us and not against us. Okay. So this week, I want to share a little bit about where I really saw the energies. I am trained in universal law as a doctor of divinity. That's my expertise. Okay. I'm trained in doing all the deep subconscious work, but astrology is something that obviously we teach that we're one with the cosmos. So astrology is kind of like the curriculum. Okay. It's kind of like the curriculum we're all in so that we can see our cycles, so that we can go beyond our cycles and evolve and really create and use our energy to expand consciousness and really experience our divinity and full love in this lifetime. Okay. So this week, some of the astrology happening on June 9th is Jupiter is going into Cancer. And so what does that mean exactly? Jupiter is a very expansive, abundant energetics. And so we're looking at what's happening. How are we expanding in this realm of Cancer energy? And the energy of Cancer is kind of that intuitive, motherly knowing. It's that healer. It's that part of us that really is coming home. Okay. So what does this mean exactly? So they say that this cycle happened about 12 years ago. So here I was walking in the park the other day. I just try and walk almost every single day. It's the way I get my mind right, get grounded in nature. And it just really helps me move the body. But I also have a lot of intuitive downloads that happen during it. So I'm walking through the park and I start thinking, where was I 12 years ago? If this is coming to a new cycle of more abundance and coming into that intuitive knowingness of really what we're doing, which is coming more and more into our destiny. I was thinking back and I was thinking, where was I? Boy, I sure don't feel like I was walking in my destiny 12 years ago. So I was thinking back. And I was actually in school for finishing my doctorate. I was on my spiritual journey for many years before that, but I hadn't really fully handed my life over it until about a few years before, 12 years ago. So here I was in a chapter of my life where I was really, really expanding. And I was also having massive birthing pains. So I was at the end of this very dysfunctional codependent relationship. And I actually was thinking, oh my gosh, I remember an incident. It was like a traumatic incident that was happening where he was yelling at me. He was drunk and yelling at me. And I remember being like, how in the world is this cycle ever going to end? And so I look back and that was like kind of the first thing I remember was the dysfunction of that time. But I also remember like, oh, I was massively up leveling. And that was like the birthing pains that had to leave my life. And I was birthing my new identity in it. So I say this for you to take a look at where were you 12 years ago? What were you doing? Maybe you were very young, but maybe you were going through some changes at whatever level. You were growing into a different, time in your life. What were you getting rid of and letting go and shedding that skin? And where were you going into this new chapter? Okay. And so we can take a look at this even from a political standpoint, right? There's lots of birthing pains right now. We're seeing a lot of disruption in all of it because we are going somewhere new that we haven't gone before. And usually in these times of expansion, we only see what's having to be let go, all the things that are super hard and the really challenging time. And so I haven't really gotten so vulnerable in my community, but I want to get more vulnerable today. Some of the things I've been going through in this chapter this last year or so has been some really hard lessons. I had someone steal a lot of money from me, devastating amount of money from me. And it's actually gone into a lawsuit, which I've never had a lawsuit in my life like this. So but the fascinating thing about this is I actually really passed the master class of it, meaning that I knew the minute that I, was not going to get paid back this money, that I had to take legal action. And I wasn't stressed. Honestly, I went straight into prayer. I decided, I was like, I am going to prevail. I don't care what happens. I know my divine nature. I know the abundance in me. And this was part of that masterclass that I needed to go through to get to the next level of abundance in my life, the next level of being sovereign, the next level of being the leader that I was born to be. Okay. So being developed in your leadership, being developed in whatever it is that you're birthing for the world, whether it be you're birthing a family or whether you're birthing the next aspect of yourself, whether you're birthing, that career or that project that you've always wanted to birth, we're really only ever birthing one thing, which is a higher consciousness. Okay. We can also do the opposite and create, going backwards, right? But that is what we're going into. We're going into an extremely expansive energy for the next year, starting June 9th, which is really massive blessing. The energy update and the topic this week, the title that I want to give it is A Blessing is Coming. And the blessing is something that is being birthed. You are the blessing. The true next version of yourself is the blessing. So this week's energy holds a power of promise and a deep spiritual expansion underway. Okay. And this is what you've been praying for in motion. And sometimes it looks like a seed of whatever it is that you're planting. And you're like, how is this ever going to actually manifest into a dream? But it's already been planted. It's been planted. Your subconscious knows what you're committed to embodying and what you're not committed to embodying. And wherever you're not fully committed is where you're going to resist the birthing pains. Okay. The fact that I had something so massive happen to me, and I haven't even told my family. Okay. So they may find out here. I've told some of my students because I share a lot of my personal stories in the school, but it's personal and it's with huge celebrities as well. It's across a lot of things. It's not just me. They stole from a lot of people. So a lot of time, but the difference for me is that, you go, well, how could she be so empowered or enlightened if that happened to her? That is not the truth. Oftentimes, as you're being developed as a leader, you have bigger things and challenges to overcome to develop yourself as a leader. So I don't take it as something's wrong with me. I did that for many years. When things would go wrong, I think something's wrong with me. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that we have life happening for a masterclass for us to get to the next level in consciousness. So a blessing is coming. A huge, ginormous blessing is coming. But are you going to pass the test? Are you going to pass? Everything is developing you, squeezing you to birth to the next level of who you are. Okay. So having said that, the call this week also is in alignment with this. She is a woman. I want to also say the astrological highlights. So June 9th is Jupiter enters Cancer. Okay. And then June 11th, the full moon enters Sagittarius. So this activates a powerful wave of truth, of vision and soul expansion. Okay. This energy invites you to release limited beliefs. And Sagittarius really asks you to think bigger. It's that aspect, that shooting star, that starlight, right? Think bigger. Trust your inner wisdom. Okay. The sky is not even the limit. This is a time of such expansion to really whatever it is that you are a shining superstar. That's the truth of who you are. Okay. So this is the full moon to really set and this intention and release anything that's standing in the way for that as well. Okay. It's a bold move. Take a bold move on June 11th. Okay. And then June 15th is Jupiter squares Saturn. Okay. So on June 15th, this is a time that presented a dynamic tension. Okay. So your old ways of being, your new ways of being, right, is going to rear its head. So don't buy into the old stuff. Don't buy into the BS, your old belief systems. Okay. Don't go into your old patterns, pattern interrupt, do something new. Okay. This is an opportunity to assess your commitments and in support of the universe. The universe really supports you in what you're committed to. Okay. So the call question is from a woman who has been on her spiritual path and she's building a business. Okay. She's building a soul-based business. She says, how do I know if I'm being guided by intuition or fear? And this happens a lot. Sometimes you're like, so she's like, what if I'm wrong? Right. That little mini voice comes in, is like, what am I doing? What if this doesn't work out? Is this just me being delusional? Right. And actually going out of fear, or is this my intuition? And so we have to know, how do you know intuition versus your fear? Okay. And intuition is like this. Okay. Does it feel like peace, or does it feel like a panic? Right. Intuition is actually something you're like, you need to do it. You might have a mini mind of fear coming and going, well, am I delusional? Am I crazy to think this? Your intuition is guiding you. Your intuition is also your heart that is saying, you're supposed to do this. It's like your best friend, what it says to you, versus your worst friend. Okay. Your intuition is like your best friend. Your intuition is like your worst friend. Okay. Your fear is the enemy. Intuition is nudging you. Do it. Fly, sister, fly. Okay. That's intuition. It's something, it's that spoken voice. You're like, I know I'm supposed to do that, but I'm afraid. Okay. That's intuition. You know what's right. You know what you're here to do. You may deny it. You might have fear, but your intuition knows what's right. Okay. For you. So, and then finally, the week of this law of the week, which is universal law. There's only one law. It is a law of oneness, the law of love, the law of really the cause and effect. There's only one law. Okay. There's not a name for the one law. It's just universal law. Okay. But there's many distinctions. And one of the distinctions is the law of love. And the law of love basically tells us that love leads the way, and the law makes it possible. Okay. So love is really what is really on your heart. That if you listen to that magnetism, if you listen to what's drawing you, this is such an important law for this time, because this is the intuition and the guidance that you're going to need to fulfill upon this year of Jupiter and Cancer. Is basically, you're going to need to listen and honor that love, honor that expansive life, honor that dream, honor whatever it is that you're really here to do on the planet, honor the highest version of yourself, the highest timeline that you are ready to step into. Okay. So this week's law is your heart knows no bounds. Your heart knows no bounds. Okay, you guys. So that is a update for this week. And just listening to that for yourself, I would just watch, okay, where are you having resistance, and know, oh, this is testing me for me to pass this test so that I can actually live my new life. I receive the blessings, because the blessing is you. It's the highest version, the next version of you. That's the blessing. That's what you're going to get out of this next year. That's what we're going into right now. The greatest blessing, your next version of yourself, the next version of your life. And I'm so excited. I know exactly what mine is to do. So when we reflect back on 12 years ago, right, I was finishing my doctorate. I had been working with some celebrities and some CEOs, but I was really birthing this next version of working with soul-based practitioners, coaches, to help develop them to be able to take truth out to the world. So I was really birthing my mission as a vocation, as a doctor, divinity, and master spiritual coach. Okay. This next version of what I know I'm birthing, I am birthing that soul-based community that's going to give support beyond myself. This is actually in my astrology as well, which is I am here to not just make money for myself, but bring it through others. Okay. So I'm here in this age of Aquarius to bring spirituality, community, and technology all in one. And that's a lot of our destiny. If you're watching this or listening to this, you're here because we have there's similar aspects that we are in. Most of you guys are in Aquarius, part of your Pluto and things like that. Okay. So you are probably in a lot of that yourself, because that's why those are the spiritual teachers. Those are the leaders. Those are the spiritual seekers. Those are the healers, the light workers. Okay. So we're on this mission together. So I honor you, and I honor you to think beyond just you. Think big, think globally, think community, think technology, think how do we all bring it together to work for the highest good. Okay. So on that note, let's just take our hands together in a spiritual mind treatment, connecting the right and left hemisphere of the brain, taking a deep breath in. And I just know right here, right now, the expansion, the full expansion. I recognize that life is only abundant, that the universe is only abundant. I recognize within each and every one of us, there is a soul's assignment, that the soul's purpose is written on the cells of the heart. I recognize that you were born into particular DNA with a soul's mission, and that is to heal the energetics, to heal your soul, to become holy. And you already are, you already been, but your soul's assignment is through this humanhood, through the humanhood, for you to know more and more of your divinehood. I know this for each and every one of us. I'm knowing absolutely that in the heart is always the answer. The heart, love, is always pointing the way to your true life, to your divine life, for your deepest desire, your deepest soul merging in this lifetime, the deepest, like, most expressed you. I know, follow the heart in this love, in this love, in this love, and in this all blessings, all miracles, all expansion is here and right now. As together we say, and so it is. Okay, you guys, if you are not already a part of the Universal Law calendar, you can grab below. Come every week to this podcast, this show, listen in, share it with your best friends, get your mind right. You can make it into a fun game. You can also come into the membership, which we're just launching here shortly. It's going to be amazing. We're going to do monthly workshops and 30-day challenges and book club and a bunch of different things. We've got so much. You have no idea. I'm so excited for this. You can also get certified as a spiritual psychology practitioner coach and in the E4 method. The E4 method is a technology to basically reveal and heal subconscious blocks through current life regressions, past life regressions, and time compressing future manifesting of yourself. So have a beautiful, blessed day, you guys. And if you can subscribe, give a review, share this with a friend, super excited. You can grab the weekly energy update and the free Universal Law calendar. The links are here as well. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and may you live the truth.